You may be asking yourself what actually is a cane evaporator or sugar kettle. Well, these are what gentlemen farmers and people that had patches of sugar cane or sorghum or maple syrup up in the Northeast, they used to make syrup. So what you'd do is you'd harvest, let's just talk about sugar cane specifically. So you'd harvest your sugar cane, right? You'd cut it really low, generally around late September, early October is kind of when harvest is. And then you would, so you'd harvest it. You would then take it and over to a mill. You'd hook your mule up to the mill. And so the mule would walk around in a circle. It had a stump. Gin pole is the actual technical term for what they would hook the horse or the mule up to the mill with. And so that mill, it would be turned, and the gears would then turn big press rollers. So you'd run your sugar cane through it, and then it would squeeze the juice out of the sugar cane. That juice would run down a trough and into one of these kettles. Now, this is a 30-gallon that we have here, but we made them as small as 10 gallons and as large as 160 gallons. Half-inch thick, solid cast iron. We have an inch hole machined in the center of this. However, with those, obviously, they didn't have any holes in it. So you'd fill it up with juice and you'd light a fire underneath, and it would start to heat up and boil, and some of the sediments would separate out, and you would pull that crust off before it started to roll and boil. As it boiled, what would happen is, come here, what would happen, you gotta love dogs, right? So what would happen is that would start to evaporate down. So the sugar kettle would just heat up, and like I said, it would just start to evaporate down. So with that, for every 100 gallons of juice you put into one of these, you'd get 1 gallon of syrup, about 16 labor-intensive hours later. So it was a process that the family came and was a part of. The harvest still is a big deal around the Southeast. And so what we've done is we have just taken that same history, and we haven't thrown a pattern away in 100 years, and we saw that some of our sugar kettles the original ones were being sold online as fire pits. They still had a hole machined in the center. So what we did is we've just brought them back and here to offer them to you. So as you see, half-inch thick solid cast. The bowl is super deep, so you can put a large fire in here. And it is painted with a high temperature barbecue paint. Over time now this will wear off, and you will get a beautiful patina through it. Think of it such as like a manhole cover, patinas over time. Now, if you choose, you can continue to paint it and it'll stay this beautiful black. But again, we've had these in fields for 120 years. They've been out in the weather and they're still running strong. These are also backed by our lifetime warranty. So in 85 years, if you somehow burn out the bottom of this thing, then we would say thank you for the memories. And we'll be happy to replace it to you and let your generations continue to enjoy it. So thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. We do also have two sizes. I forgot to mention. This, again, is the 30-gallon. You can kind of see the size of it. It's about 41 inches across. And we also have a 20-gallon. So this is something that suits your fancy. I know it suits mine. Go out to your local dealer and pick one up. We sure would be thankful for it. Welcome to the Iron Age. Thank you for Goldens Cast Iron, and we appreciate you. Thank you. Bye-bye.